Hey guys, sorry. Um, I don't think our friend Diona is going to be able to make it, so we're just going to hang out for maybe an hour and then wrap it up until this evening. Hey princess, how are you? Um, hey Brian, Brian, how are you? How's the firefighting business? How's the holidays for you so far? What's up, Tiger King? I don't think Santa's visiting me, Tiger King. So happy holidays to you, my friend Brian. Happy holidays to you, Tiger King. Let's see, Academy starts in less than 3 weeks. You ready for it? I know you're in shape for it. Man, what the heck is my beard doing? I think it's time to do some trimming. Hi, Anna. Anna, how are you? So we were supposed to have our guest, Diona, but she's this would be her third appearance, I believe. But I haven't heard back. Brian says I feel pretty ready. Been training and running. Christmas just isn't celebrating Christmas in a traditional way. Just is not what I normally do. And it says, "I'm good, thank you, Yogi. How are you this afternoon? I'm pretty good. I was mentioning we were going to have a guest, but I think our connection, our wires must have got crossed. I haven't heard back. But we reschedule something again, as I mentioned. Uh, Deanna is a friend. This would be her third time back, so not a problem. And it says, "How to Tiger King." Why don't you read my message out? Just answer mine only. I don't have any plans for anything, Tiger King. I don't do anything like any set. I don't look at someone and say, I'm going to answer it this way or that way. It's whatever happens, you know? So nothing is ever like uh, that I purposely treat one person different than another. Everything's just different, you know? Sometimes I read a comment, sometimes I miss a comment, sometimes I read something differently. Nothing is ever personal. If you get that one thing, Tiger King, if you get it in two ways, if you get it here, then nothing I ever do is personal specifically to you. Man, again, I don't know what's going on with my beard. Nothing is ever personal towards you, um, ever. You'll be so much happier. You'll be completely at peace if you knew that for sure. I never, hey, Aussie chick, I never ignore messages, um, unless it's an obvious troll. And even then, if I think it's funny, I might go ahead and read it. Um, yep, one of the four agreements. Absolutely, Anna. And if you would do that in other ways too, Tiger King, as Anna was saying, one of the four agreements, don't take anything personally. Whatever anyone says, you don't have to take it personally. You can shrug it off. You can just say, you know what? You and I talked about that once before. Um, it's unfortunate that you feel that way because now it puts the responsibility completely on them and not on you. Just because someone else feels a certain way doesn't mean you have to feel that way too. You don't have to join that party. As soon as this live stream is over, Well, I'm going to meditate. I'm going to meditate, and then I'm going to trim my beard. Hey, Carl. Good evening to you, my friend. If Carl's here, I'm going to assume that his good friend Tina is here too, and I'm going to say hi to Tina. Sissy says, hello, beautiful Anna. Hey, Gamer Boy, how are you? I understand, Tiger King, but I just want to assure you this just it's never anything personal. I never like plan anything out that I'm going to do it this way and then not this way. It's just it's all spontaneous, my friend. And it says, good evening, Carl and Tina. Sissy says, good evening, Carl. Hey, Miss Flipper. Sissy says, love that approach. Hey, Daisy. Happy Thursday to you, my friend. Thanks for being here. I was gifted a membership to Miss Daisy May's channel. It is one of the most awesome places you can be on in all of YouTube. It is fun, it is warm, and it is loving and kind. It's a place to where you're invited to pull up a chair and just join in and just hang out and just be with friends. I absolutely love it when things align that I get to hang out over at Daisy's, even if it's just for a bit. A lot of times, and Daisy, I know you know this because I know you do it as well. Um, Even if I don't have time to like uh, say hi, I always pop in. I always hit the like button. I always spam on the sides. Carl says Tina is not happy with people. Tiger King says, who is Tina? Tina is Carl's friend, Tiger King. Tiger King says, can he ask a question to Daisy? Hey, Song of Hand. Sissy says, and even sometimes play fun games. Love that channel. Me too, Sissy. I think I mentioned this before. Daisy, Nature's Dog Realm, Cat, Toy Pops, they've all set this template of what they do. And I don't think anyone does it better. I think those guys are at the top of the game. Carl says, Yugi knows why. Chris Fu says, Tiger King, I'd be happy to. One moment. Oh, the fishbowl. So this morning, back to the beard. This morning, the beard looked absolutely fine. Today, it looks all just a couple hours later. Now it's looking all raggedy. Can hair grow that fast? Can hair change its mind? Can a beard, like in one moment, be perfectly content to be sitting peacefully on my face, and then in the very next moment declare some kind of uprising? We don't like it here anymore. We're all packing our little bearded bags and going someplace else. That appears to be what happened. So, our guest couldn't make it today. I'm assuming. Of course, that's another one of the four agreements. Don't make assumptions. Um, but tomorrow, Dr. Shulia Patel, she is a Western doctor as well as a Eastern Ayurvedic doctor. Ayurvedic is a sister science to yoga, concerns itself with health, well-being, spiritual, emotional, psychological. And she has a book. She's head of the medical department, Ayurvedic and Western at the Chopra Foundation. She is also author of a up and coming book. Might hit the bestsellers. I hope it does. Called Awakened Sleep, and it is a book all about sleep. How to get a better night's sleep, how to get to sleep quicker, how to have more restorative sleep, and how to turn your sleep into part of a spiritual practice. All things sleep. This is a big issue. Um, you know, one of the things I heard her say on a podcast, she was, as by the way, one of my teachers to teach me how to be a meditation teacher. Carl says, not liked by certain people, but you are liked by everyone here, Carl. Um, one night of sleep deprivation can put us in a pre-diabetic mode. Not saying we get diabetes, but it puts us in that pre-diabetic mode. So you can see if you're continuously missing sleep, you are the harm that you're doing to your body. No one misses sleep purposely, right? All of us want a better night's sleep, but we don't have the habits in place that lend itself to a good night's sleep. We stay up too late online, getting that blue light to the eyes as well, not just the eyes. We are stimulating the brain with all the stuff that we're doing. The brain needs to unwind just like the body does. So we need a sleep hygiene practice. Our sleep hygiene practice begins the moment our eyes open in the morning. Ms. Pippa says, fear not to recognize the whole idea of sacrifice as solely of your making. Sissy says, well, if it involves judging others we don't even know, I don't want any part of it. What's that? Hey, Sniper. Hope you're feeling even better today. Carl says, I certainly aren't. Oh, I think so, Carl. I don't know anyone here who doesn't like you. It's SKS. Skis. My father is a bully. I can't even prepare for my pre-med exam because of him. He is always toxic. I am depressed. I can understand that, and that's a sad situation, my friend. I apologize. Are you in any kind of therapy? And what are you doing to help you decompress from the bullying? You cannot change your father, but you can change how you interpret your father. You can change how you deal, how you think about your father. And a lot of times you'll find when you start changing the inner condition, the outer starts to change as well. Carl says Tina knows who they are. Well, I hope they're not here, Carl. Um, Tiger King says, what Carl on about, Eric, please? He is voicing his displeasure at some issues on YouTube. Grumpy Sapper said, how come Grumpy? How come you're not modded up? Erica in the chat, I've been busy with thought up to Christmas. How are you, my friend? Merry Christmas to you. Hey, Buddha. Buddha's healing journey is here. It was a long day with the wind and the rain. I managed the silver birch fine, hopping back there to reduce a 25-foot cherry tree. You doing all that today? Buddha says, hey, Cat, Sniper, and everyone on the road driving, much respect in the background. I appreciate that, Buddha. I hope you're very close, nearing the destination. And I hope you have beautiful weather for driving and for your stay. Are you there the whole holiday? This paper says, Giovidi, Job is Jupiter Zeus. Give me a second, guys. I got future guests reaching out. Looking forward to it. Right now, I'm talking to Lee Andrum, and we're going to pick a day. Him and his father did a continuously going through the Course of Miracles on their online, I believe Facebook and I think YouTube as well, for a long time, like over a decade. Every day, they did a reading, they did the workbook lessons, and they just kept cycling through. They're also proponents. I don't know, Miss Flipper, are you familiar with A Course in Love? Gobi says, thanks, guys. It's good to be back. It's good to have you back. I know you went through a bit of a bumpy journey as well. Goblatse Love. I know I'm not pronouncing it right. He's going to come up on Sunday. So we have Dr. Sheila Patel tomorrow at 1 o'clock. We're talking sleep. We're talking meditation. We're talking Ayurvedic. Bring your questions, guys. This is going to be really interesting. We have a best-selling author, Chris Neibauer, who wrote No Self, No Problem. And we're going to talk No Self. And we're going to talk how that leads to no problem. He's going to be up Saturday at 1 o'clock. And then Sunday, as I mentioned, our friend, man, I got to learn how to pronounce his name out loud. Gabase Love. Gabase Love. I think Miss Flipper might need to help me with that. Miss Flipper says not sleeping is problem to the mind. The mind benefits from dreaming. We sleep to dream. According to Vedic, yogic metaphysics, that dreaming is two ways: burning off daily karma, right? But it could also, there's a divine sense of dreaming as well, not to confuse the two. Not every dream is giving us a divine prophecy or divine revelation, but some can. We can actually tune into deep aspects of the mind, deep into our psyche. But just burning off daily karma is a big thing. We need to dream, and everyone dreams. You don't enter deep sleep unless you enter into dream. Third stage of consciousness. Second stage of consciousness, according to yogic lore. The thing is, not everyone remembers their dreams, which is okay. But you can train yourself to remember your dreams, and you can train yourself to have a lucid dream. You can ask Dr. Patel about that tomorrow. Ms. Ribbon says she has heard of the Course of Love. I haven't read it. I have it back there, and I go through it occasionally, but I don't read it the way I read the Course. Carl Z, I thought you did Facebook, Carl. Buddha says, I want to stop in Asheville. I love Asheville. My ex-wife was there last year at the Biltmore. Fortunately, it did not suffer any damage from the flood. Go to the Biltmore. Tom, it says Tennessee is an hour away. Nice. So prayers I make it before it gets dark because Georgia has no lights out here. South Carolina, North Carolina. Prayers, Buddha. Prayers for safe and easy driving. Hey, Kevin. I'm a real tough guy. I get my strength dipped. You mentioned this before. Grew up on a farm. My whole family worked on farms, worked in the woods, and you're right. Indeed, they were very strong. Tiger King, don't know what you mean, Sniper, by that. Don't know what he means by that, Tiger King. I've got loads of different techniques, says our friend Kevin. Tiger King says, please tell me, Eric, please, Sniper, mean. I don't know what it means, Tiger King. Kevin says he's a real tough guy. Hey, Joe. Joe, you ready for the holidays? This book says, indeed, there are many types. So the third stage of consciousness is when we enter that deep restorative sleep. This is akin to death, and we can think of it actually as the practice of death. This is when we are still aware, but there's no content within the brain to be aware of. The mind is pure, clean, complete, empty slate. We are aware of being aware, which is pretty awesome. There are some yogis who can be aware of being aware, and they are aware of being aware of being aware, which means now that state becomes active. They're still getting rest, they're still being restored. They can also be aware of being aware of being aware while they are in under anesthetics. Did I say that right? Abdullah says, I got strict beliefs. Carl says, you popular? I'm not that popular, Carl. I think you and I are about the same. I see lots of people in your live stream. Speaking of live streams, this is Thursday. Are you going live tomorrow, Carl? Do I make a distinction between discernment and judgment? Yes, I do. I do. Got to give it some thought. If you and I were talking together, we could probably hash it out ourselves. I think the only judgment that can be made truly is the judgment of ego or Holy Spirit. Handing everything over to Holy Spirit to judge, and the Holy Spirit judges everything as real, loving, or an illusion. Right? Discernment is, we could say, discernment is based upon. How should I word this? I think discernment is that moment to moment guidance that we are provided. Now, we can be guided by our accumulated wisdom that we've stored up by life, or I think we can still have discernment given by the Holy Spirit. The more that we are open to the moment, the more that we give ourselves to pure presence, the more that the pure discernment shines through. So, what are your strict beliefs here, Abdullah? Buddha says, how much I can you allowed to affect your day? Tiger Sniper said, I wonder what the world owes you. It's not an easy world for anyone, Tiger. So you can live in peace, or the world is chaos. And that's my view. I agree with Buddha 100%. Peace is actually a choice here, Tiger King. Any moment, you can completely choose peace. Tiger King says, what's this message mean about Eric? Please, what Buddha? Tiger King, I don't know what Sniper meant. You could ask Sniper, but what our friend Buddha is saying is, Tiger King, you're responsible for how you feel, no one else. Sniper cannot make you feel any way. No one can. You can choose peace. This is what I talk about every single day, 3 times a day, at least once in every conversation I've ever had on YouTube. We've talked about this. You can choose peace. Loving and judging are opposite. I agree. Now, of course, the course does mention, that God's judgment, and God only judges what is, or let's say the Holy Spirit. Holy Spirit only judges what is false, so that truth is recognized. Better look that up. You're welcome, Buddha. Carl says you have a lot more subscribers than I have, Yogi. Well, but I've only stuck with one channel my entire time, Carl. And I've worked really hard, um, you know, making connections and then making connections with connections and follow them through. I'm a bit more relaxed about it now. One thing I want to mention though, Tiger King, more people here support you than don't. More people here care about you than don't. More people here like you than they don't. You know, you found a place. You found a place here. I think all anyone ever wishes for you here is peace. That's it. Miss Pepper, I was talking about lesson 135 today and a healed mind. Let's bring up lesson three. What did he say? 332? Let me double check. Guys, sorry I don't have my guest up today. Hope everything is well. He knows anyone who cares about me. I care about you, Carl. 352. We're nearing the end of the course here. Judgment and love are opposites. From one comes all the sorrows of the world. From the other comes all the peace of God himself. I love these lessons because they're short. Forgiveness looks on sinlessness alone and judges not. Through this I come to you. Judgment will bind my eyes and make me blind. Yet love reflected in forgiveness here reminds me you have given me a way to find your peace again. I am redeemed when I elect to follow in this way. You have not left me comfortless. I have within me both the memory of you and the one who leads me to it. Father, I would hear your voice and find your peace today, for I would love my own identity and find it in the memory of you. Beautiful lesson. You're nearing the end. 13 more days, Miss Flipper. Flipper says, though that moves the sun and other stars is the same force residing within the self. Beautiful words. Hey, Med, how are you, my friend? Sissy says, Carl, we love you and encourage you to dismiss that spirit of self-doubt. Otherwise, continue believing the lie we tell ourselves, especially the not enough lie of all lies. Hey, Cassandra. I appreciate that. Just tapping in to say hi to you and the family. Appreciate that. Goodbye, Carl, my friend. Hope to see you live either today or tomorrow. Give me a second, guys. So I'm thinking, what is it? Chapter 2, the Last Judgment. The Last Judgment is to restore right-mindedness to you. So the Last Judgment is generally thought of as a procedure undertaken by God. Actually, it will be undertaken by my brothers with my help. We make that Last Judgment. It is a final healing rather than a meting out of punishment. However much you think that punishment is deserved, punishment is a concept totally opposed to right-mindedness. And the aim of the Last Judgment is to restore right-mindedness to you. The Last Judgment might be called a process of right evaluation. It simply means that everyone will finally come to understand what is worthy and what is not. After this, the ability to choose can be directed rationally. Until this distinction is made, however, the vacillation between free and imprisoned will cannot but continue. If the meaning of the Last Judgment is objectively examined, it is quite apparent that it is really the doorway to life. No one who lives in fear is really alive. Your own last judgment cannot be directed towards yourself, as you are not your own creation. You can, however, apply it meaningfully and at any time to everything you have made and retain it in your memory, only what is creative and good. This is what your right mindedness cannot but dictate. This is what your right mindedness cannot but dictate. The purpose of time is solely to give your time to achieve this judgment. It is your own judgment it is your own perfect judgment of your own perfect creations. When everything you retain is lovable, there is no reason for fear to remain with you. This is your part of the atonement. That reminds me of Kenneth Wapnick talking about every last corner of the mind has to be examined for any little scrap of darkness. And that's where we shine the light. Every last corner of the mind. You can't retain anything, any shred of darkness. So this is why we undertake mind training, either through yoga, Buddhism, or Course in Miracles. One of the things I always thought was missing from traditional Christianity is it doesn't offer mind training. Even Taoism per se doesn't offer a mind training practice. Looking for the right thing. All right. Separate says, "Howdy, Grandma." Buddha says, "Take care, Carl." Carl says, "Y'all haven't suffered on YouTube like I did." I don't know, Carl. I've had a bit of a rough time on YouTube. Hey, Norman. So it's true that the more you read, the more you lose hair? Oh, yeah, 100%. Got to put those books away, man. I'll tell you what, I would not sacrifice a single book that I've read for a single hair on my head. I'd rather have the books. Sue, how are you? The Bud Files is here. Anna says hi to Buddha. Also, Cassandra. Your lovable creation is where it's at. And we can do that wherever we go. We can turn this chat into one of our lovable creations, one of our most loving creations. We have the power to do that when we choose love. When we choose the ego, we get a bit of a mess. We've all seen it before. Tiger King, you say to me, Eric, I only got one grieving day, and then I got to email you the rest of them. The same on others in here. Nope, they don't offer their grievances the way you do, Tiger King. Rules are not set for everyone. You know, you've actually said people are treated differently. I agree. People are treated differently. If someone comes in and they're continuously offering grievances, and it disturbs the entire chat, I have to address it, right? Which is why I'm offering you the opportunity. You can reach out to me. You can give me all the grievances, and you and I can talk about it. Hey, hard worker. What's the best home remedy for getting relief from cough with mucus? I don't know. Maybe steam? Steam's really good. Vicks Vapor Rub on the chest, and then do the steam first, and then Vicks Vapor Rub. Eric Point says, "How's my favorite comedian?" Well, now the pressure's on. Now the pressure's on to be funny. Zipper says eucalyptus or peppermint hot. Hey, I appreciate that, Eric LaPointe. And as I said in my reply, I I appreciate the support for the last 2+ years. Mullen, Mullion. I heard you mention that before, Sissy. Day's going pretty good, Charlie. Thanks for coming in. Thanks for asking. I was supposed to have a guest, but she was unable to make it. Well, Tiger King, not everyone needs rules. That's just the way it is. Um, Not everyone comes in offering their grievance about how things are. You know, they just accept it. They accept that I'm going to miss comments, that I won't be able to read everything. They accept that um, some people are different. Some people say things differently. Some people do whatever. You know, if someone came in and always complained about you, I would say the same to them. The same to them. Come in, complain about Tiger King once, maybe twice, and then leave it alone. We get your point. We don't need to hear it over and over again. So there's a reason why some people are treated a little differently because everyone offers something differently, right? We've seen that here from the beginning. I've heard about a grievance uh, the last half hour on this page, and it's not been pulled up. What grievances are we talking about there? And are the grievances that you're reading, are they directed towards a specific person? Is anyone here complaining about anyone else? So Tiger King, this is what I mean. We were talking about sleep, and we were talking about home remedies, and we were talking about guests coming up in the channel. But now we're having a conversation that I've had with you at least 100 times, um, that we don't need to have because I give you the same answer every single time. So the question is, do you want to keep having this conversation, or do you want to have a whole different conversation with me? If you want to have this conversation, send me an email and you and I can have the same conversation. I don't mind. I will answer your questions every single email that you send me. I will never complain about an email that you sent me. I will never ask you not to send me an email, ever. But what I do ask is everyone to take responsibility to help me have a lovely channel. To help me have a channel that I get to help people. To help me have a channel where I can make Eric Lapointe laugh. To help me have a channel where everyone feels safe to just relax and have a good time. Where everyone can help everyone. We have so many wise people. We have so many loving people here. We could have conversations about all kinds of stuff, but we don't have to have the same conversation um, about how some people feel mistreated. And no doubt, some people are mistreated. Sometimes people become the scapegoat, not a scapegoat, a scapegoat. I was just reading about scapegoats. In ancient times, particularly in desert tribal traditions, everyone would cast their judgments. Speaking of judgments, we were talking about that with Miss Flipper. They would cast their darkened thoughts, the judgments, the prejudices upon that goat, and then chase it out of the village, chase it out of the camp. It's no way to treat a goat, in my opinion. You guys know how I feel about goats. Not quite the same as cows, but I still love me a good goat. All right, Tiger King. Hey, Tiger King. Just because I say something about things Just because it might sound like I'm calling you out does not mean I don't care about you, and doesn't mean I don't value you. As I said the other day, when I was busy with a guest and Sniper wasn't feeling well, and I actually needed uh, a head mod, you stepped up. You got the job done. I appreciate that. I appreciate the fact that you had my back and that you looked after the welfare and the well-being of my channel, as well as the people in the channel. Scapegoat. Scapegoat. That's what I eventually said. That's what I eventually said correctly. It took me a half dozen time or so. This paper says this channel is not the judgment show. It is not. I try not to have it be. I was thinking of Squirrel Sniper and Eric LaPointe earlier today. And I was thinking about, guys, do you remember Chris K and Vince K? Supposedly uncle and nephew that took offense like that. Man, it seems like it was just the other day, and we're coming up on 2 years, right? Everybody wanted me to get rid of him. Not everyone, but a lot of people. It was going to be the downfall of my channel. Lots of people who were considered trolls, we don't even think of them that way anymore. You know, I got a ton of complaints about our friend Willow. Get rid of her. Going to be the downfall of your channel. Get rid of Toy Pups. Get rid of the biggest troublemaker of them all, Eric LaPointe. He would literally come in here and shove me, metaphorically, poke me in the chest. Actually, one of my good friends, one of my best friends, her first conversation, I'm not going to mention her name, but we laugh about it, and we laugh about it on live streams. She came in and said, I don't like yoga. And basically, I don't know why I'm here. And she ended up being one of my very best friends. But the list is endless of the people I've been told to ban because it was going to bring my channel down. And some of them are still here, some of them have left. My channel is still here. Airpoint says, oh yeah, I remember them. The coincidences of them being uncle and nephew. One in America, one, I think he said he was in Greece. I don't know. Hey, Flaming Hot Wheels. Simple says it's like bringing a materialistic agreements to a spiritual awakening. Yeah, beautiful analogy. Thank you, Charlie. Thank you, my friend. But I actually don't mind talking about this stuff. I don't mind talking about the bumps and the scrapes that my channel has been through. Maybe it's going to help anyone to help navigate through their own problems. Every channel is going to have issues. And, we recently had some more people make an announcement that they're leaving my channel. And it was with a new group of people that they were upset with. Brand new. I'd never heard anyone complain about these people before. And that's fine if people want to leave. But on the next channel you go to, eventually there'll be new people who are going to piss you off. Because what are you always bringing with you? What's the one thing that you're bringing with you every single channel, every single community, every single place you go? What's the one thing? You guys let me know. Hey, Parajat, my friend. Yep, took a few lessons, but we got to here. We certainly did. I would not have gotten here without you guys. Eric says, true to Sniper. Tiger King says, remember you forgot me? Everyone tried to get rid of me, and I come on live, prove to people I'm not a troll. And so there's a few people in here who treat me like crap. Hey, there's a few people here who treat me like crap. That's okay. Tiger King, you don't treat me like crap, and I don't treat you like crap. That's what counts. Perjat, I hope you're doing well, my friend. Have you ever heard of UAE floods or storms? I haven't. What about you guys? UAE floods or storms? Yep, you're absolutely right. Our ego. Wherever we go, issues the same. There's a story of um, a man looking for a new place to relocate with his family, and he was walking through town, and he met someone, and he said, "So, how is it here? How's the town? Is it safe? Are the people friendly?" Um, and the man said, "It's awful here. It's crime ridden. Uh, it's full of horrible people. Everyone is selfish. You do not want to live here. Absolutely horrible." So the man kept on walking. He stopped someone else and says, "How do you like living here? How are the people?" And the man said, "It's absolutely beautiful. Friendliest place in the world. People couldn't be nicer. Uh, everyone is extremely helpful. It's a wonderful community. Highly recommend moving here." Same town, different views. My channel is as peaceful as any channel on YouTube. If we come in here and we have a mind steeped in peace. Today there's a flood in Dubai. Actually, in every one of Emirates, there's just I saw lightning. Be safe, my friend. Zephyr says, "Me, me, me." Yep. Wherever we go, there we are. So you leave here, and people said, my live stream's not the same. Some say it's because of guests, because when I have a guest, I'm absent from the chat, and maybe things go haywire, which might be true. But again, if we are focusing on the guest, would you notice? If we are focusing on how other people make us feel, how we believe other people make us feel, we're always going to be upset sooner or later. President says fueling is a secret. It's not about effort, affirmations, or forcing outcomes. It's about entering the inner state where what you desire already feels true, especially before you sleep, where the mind is. Wayne Dyer wrote his second to last book just about that. Uh, he very much was influenced by Neville Goddard. Cypress says the UAE floods. What's that stand for? Because it's huge, 8 million in damages, mostly billionaire cars and billionaires underground garages. Miss Pippa says, "I hope people remain safe." Me too. Yeah, you're right, Charlie, about that. Hey, Eric LaPointe, what's the burpee? What's the workout resolutions for 2026? Most receptive. The city on concrete on sand. Ah, got you. Again, be safe, my friend. Miss Pippa says, "Love that Parajot." Hey, what do you think of Goddard? What do you think of Neville Parajot? Oh, okay, got you. Got you. Thank you, Flaming. For some reason, it wasn't clicking for me. Parajot says, "Thanks, Miss Pippa." Everyone says we're going to start the year off with Burpee Reaper program again. Nice. And I have a routine. Oh yeah, you mentioned you have a routine, and we said it's basically complete hell. It's living hell. It's waking hell. I have a routine created. I'm going to try some new stuff with weight, sand pull-ups, and muscle ups. Right. 2026 should be a year of a single muscle up. Charlie says, sounds like a good workout. So the Reaper plan is you start off doing 101 pumps every day for a week. Next week, you do 102 pumps every day for a week, 3 pumps, 4 pumps, and 5 pumps. I think only after you master 5 pumps, am I right about this, Erica Point? You go on to Navy SEAL. Dave says, AIE and I have food for the kids and a bit more to get to. Charlie says, good pumps. How's your workouts going, Charlie? One more time, Flaming, just be safe. What's happened with Fishbowl? She pulled something for you, Tiger King. It was a two-parter. Eric Point gives a thumbs up to our friend Charlie. Charlie says my routines are going pretty well, I'd say. Hey, do you have any Charlie? Are you training for anything in particular? Or are you just training to train? Miss Pip says, Tiger King, would you like me to make another extraction? Tiger King says, yes, please. Just training to train. It's working for you. Guys, have you taken a look at Charlie's thumbnail? That says your age or the fact that it's that the sun will rise tomorrow. No effort, no motion, just certainty. Oh, sorry, I missed the first part. What Neville really meant by feeling, he did not mean emotion like excitement or happiness. He meant the quiet inner knowing that this is done. It's the same feeling you have about your name. Well, I hope he didn't mean it really about the name. I guess it depends on who you are. I do appreciate what you're saying about the certainty. What else should I give to people or kids in UAE? I think what you offered. I think the food, shelter, water. I think that's it. You got the basics covered. Zipper says, if you're diving, Miss Flipper, I'll take one. Charlie says, they keep it busy in the gym and I feel very healthy. Awesome. Hey, Charlie, how old are you? Miss Flipper says, the fishbowl, guard carefully his temple, for he himself dwells there and abides in peace. Charlie trained legs and glutes. Hey, Flaming, thanks for what you're doing. Charlie's 43. Hey, Cat, what am I waiting for? Flaming is 9 years old. Hey, you're a pretty responsible young man, my friend. Or, sorry, I shouldn't assume. Fairjet says, hi, Cat and Jack. Joe says, I'm still learning burpees. I'm a beginner. That's a pretty big statement, guys, for those who know Joe. I've been following Joe probably for 4 years, maybe longer. Oh, no guess. No, I didn't hear back from Diona. I hope everything is okay with her. Cat says hi to everyone. So it's a guest-free day unless she decides she wants to come up this evening, which I'm happy if she wants to do. Uh, love talking with Diona. We were going to talk recovery, uh, addiction, and recovery. Both her and I had our um, battles. I don't have any recovery battles though. Point says Bazooka Joe lies. I don't know. I think Joe is. I see what Joe's saying. Eric Point will be coming up on his 2-year anniversary relatively soon. Hey, is your streak still just every day except for that one day? One day at the beach? Cat says hi, Eric Point. I got you covered, Cat. And this is this one for Sniper? Do not confuse your role with his, capital H. For this will never bring peace to anyone. I almost feel guilty for not having struggled with recovery. It came to me as a gift. I stepped into it easily and, if not comfortably, at least without a whole lot of struggle. However, the reason why I didn't struggle with recovery is because I never tried to quit. If you had asked me at any point in my drinking career, do you want to stop drinking? I would say, why? I'm getting what I want out of it. I'm accomplishing what I set out to accomplish, which was basically to be self destructive. Why would I quit? Take care, Flaming Hot Wheels. Miss Whipper says, shared experience is fab. It is. Um, but like I never relapsed, I never came close to relapsing, never felt like I was going to relapse. But that doesn't cancel out the fact that for a decade, I basically very slowly tried to destroy myself. My suffering was the time that I was drinking, even if I didn't realize it all the time. Even if I fooled myself that, hey, look at me, I'm having fun, I'm the life of the party. Everyone loves a good drunk, right? Hey, Raiden, nice to meet you. Now I know that Diona, not to share her story, which she will share herself, she has before. She struggled finding sobriety and sticking with sobriety. Many people do. I want to talk to her about why. Why do you guys think people struggle with staying sober? You know the damage that it does. And yet, so many people find themselves drawn back into damaging themselves time after time. I think one of the keys for me, through no effort on my own, I started planting the seeds to my sobriety before I became sober. Before I became sober, I was meditating. I was practicing A Course in Miracles ineffectively, but I was practicing it. I was diving in. I was doing workbook lessons. I'd put it aside. I would do workbook lessons. Hey, Cora. Charlie says alcohol was the worst thing for me in my life. I drowned in beer for years. I can understand that for sure. Cora says, hi, Yogi. I wish I could give you a hug. Guess what, Cora? You just did, my friend. You just did. And thank you. Well, again, it's nice meeting you, Raiden. Thanks for letting us know your name. Hey, so Charlie, what got you to quit? What got you to step away from that? Brandon says, "What is your favorite food?" It's a good question. Probably, I don't know if I have a favorite anymore. I enjoy everything that I eat. I'm very selective in what I eat nowadays. Of course, does anyone have any experience with Canon R2 100 camera? I don't. I have a camera Power Zoom, a Canon Power Zoom, the little handheld. That's what I use for all of my nature stuff. Raiden says, "Yeah." What about you, Raiden? Of course, says, "I'm trying to figure out what I'd like to get for a budget camera." Hey, I wonder if Consumer Report has a write up that you can find online. So, Charlie, I'd be interested in what it was that gave you that little push for sobriety, but still a great camera. I love my little power zoom, um, but it's probably not the best option for everyone. For me, I'm low tech. I just wanted to point and shoot. I can do photos, I can do videos, and then I upload it to my phone, and then I upload it to YouTube. Miss Pippa says she loves her 26,000. Of course, says I was just on the phone with the camera store, and they recommended the Canon R2 100, 800 maybe. So, hey, how does that sound to you? The 100. Charlie says I had severe bleeding. Wow, that started in my number two on the John. That's what awakened me to the damage it was causing. Besides the fact that that the drinking ruined all my relationships. Me and you both. Me and you both. Of course, it sounds like a good camera. I'm still new to cameras. Yeah, I'm not really a camera person. Of course, says just a noob here. They're fun to use, but for me, it's all about simplicity. I wanted something handheld and a point and shoot. That's all I wanted. Charlie says, I just had to choose living or dying, and I wanted to live. So the funny thing is, for 10 years, it was the opposite for me. But I had a gift of curiosity. I had a gift of enthusiasm. So when I started meditating, I was all in. When I dove into A Course in Miracles, I was all in. Again, ineffective. The ego rebels. But all of those little seeds planted. And then I was given an option. I was given the same option Charlie was given. Not in that moment, but I saw I could live or I could die. And unfortunately, if I chose dying, there was a very good chance that I would have been destructive for other people as well. I chose to live. Don't know why. I don't know why that self destructive tendency that I had at that point for 20 years, all through the 80s with things besides drinking, and all through the 90s. In an instant, that self destructive tendency left with a choice that didn't even make the choice. I just found myself, okay, I'll step in that direction. Miss Pippa says to Charlie, very positive. You learned that. Of course, says, hope you all have a wonderful day today. I hope you do too, Corey. Sissy said, had a phone call, team rewatch. Project says, newborn is seen as completely pure, free from sin, ego, hatred, or wrongdoing. Many traditions associate purity with divinity, so a baby represents the state closest to God. Is that true, Yogi? Yeah, I think that we can see babies that way. Are they necessarily that way? Are they? Who was it that I was talking to just the other day about that? Do they come in with a clean slate, or are they carrying their karma with them? Previous lifetimes. Now, in Christianity, you come in here with original sin. And unless you are baptized in some Christian traditions, if a baby were to perish before they were baptized, they would at best go to purgatory, or worse, go to hell. That doesn't seem like coming into the world full of innocence, does it? Of course, I don't agree with any of that. I think always and all times we stand and live in our pure original innocence, have never stepped away from it. Of course, says she's not a gamer. She's a birder. She's a videographer. One of the best. Hey, Sinkbug. Sinkbug says, put up a video of him and his grandma. I'm going to bring your channel right up. She's proud of her Christmas outfit. Right after the live stream, I will go over and check it out. We're going to end the live stream in about 2 or 3 minutes, guys. I see the thumbnail for it. Love the outfit. I also see 15 bean soup. Now, are we talking individual beans? That it's just 15 individual beans that you put in soup? Or are we talking 15 different kinds of beans? Of course, it's, oops, I'm sorry, it was autocorrectly. That's okay. Thinkfoot says, glad you don't agree with that. Miss Pip says, I like the story of the prodigal son. Me too. Sony is a pretty good brand. Thinkfoot says, oh, sorry, I read that. Sissy says, awesome Syncbug, gonna check it out right after this. Charlie says, well said, Yogi. Thank you, Charlie. Sissy says, I love 15 bean soup. So no one answered my question yet. And why did we settle at 15? What's the matter with 16 beans? What's the matter with 14 beans? At what point do we say, that's just a lot of beans, man? It's an interchangeable lens mirrorless camera designed primarily for vloggers and content creators. It uses Sony's E-mount system, allowing you to swap out lenses depending on what you're filming. Interesting. I guess technically I'm a vlogger. Miss Whip says, Yogi, thank you for your graciousness, patience, love. Keep on working. Keep on working the charm. I will keep trying. I will keep trying, Miss Flipper. You guys make it easy. Sorry, Raiden. I've been on for a little over an hour, but I'll be back at 5:25 if you're in the Eastern time zone. Sinkbook says it was a struggle to get her earrings in, but we managed it. I've never tried to help anyone put earrings in before. I've seen the flag before, Raiden, but if you want to share it again, that's fine. Of course, as I'm not sure, Yogi. You too, Charlie. Thanks for hanging out. Thank you, Corey. Syncbook says just a bunch of different types of. Ah, gotcha. Southern traditional just ham and beans. Are there really 15 different kinds? Does it have giblets in it? Does it have a giblet in it? Why did giblets sound like a lot, but a giblet sounds like one? Right? Am I right about that? So maybe giblets are just various giblets. We're going to explore this. God bless you too, Corey. Syncbug, Tiger King says, Syncbug, how are you? And Grandma too? It's nighttime. You'll probably be asleep later then, my friend. I hope you are. I hope you get a good night's sleep. Sissy gets all fancy. She doesn't have ham to hers, chicken and shrimp. God bless America as well. God bless America. All right, guys. I will be. Hey, I just got a message from Diona, and she's heading to urgent care. She's okay, but she hurt something. So he sent a message to her. I'm glad that she's okay. All right, so we're gonna wrap things up. I appreciate everyone being here, joining me, hanging out. Coming back tonight. What are you having for tea? Well, my last meal is a big bowl of greens with sometimes a diced up apple, sometimes a diced up sweet potato. Then I have another bowl of oatmeal. I usually have a protein shake, and don't tell anyone. Pea protein shake. You too, Cora. Professor Abigail. Yes, Professor Abigail. President says, so what do you think about previous life karma, Yogi? Is that for real? It's a good question, Parajat. You know, I like the metaphysics of A Course in Miracles that there is no previous life, there's just life, and it's happening all at once. Everything that seems like a previous lifetime, everything that seems like a future lifetime is being played out right now in this moment. Infinite lives, infinite lives, infinite lives. Um, so karma is active throughout. Karma is simply the energy of cause and effect. And every single effect has infinite, every single cause has in this world has infinite effects. And every effect has infinite other causes. So it's always effect, 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 effect. But in reality, there's just one cause, and the cause is our fear that we are separate and we've somehow separated ourselves from God. The entire basis of the ego is based in fear. We're either choosing fear or we're choosing love. No other options. And only one of those is real. So if you want to erase karma, realize that who you truly are right now in this moment doesn't exist in this world. The world's Maya, illusion, shown in Buddhism, shown in Hinduism, in yoga, in Vedanta. We'll talk about that more on Saturday with the author of No Self, No Problem. He is a neuropsychologist. He wrote his was a bestseller book. Awesome book, by the way. The subtitle is How Neuropsychology is Catching Up to Buddhism. So the entire path of yoga is basically, as outlined by Krishna in the Bhagavad Gita, transcending karma. Through karma yoga, which is producing better karma to finally outrun our bad karma, paraphrasing, or jhana yoga, which is yoga of self-discovery, finding out who we truly are. And when we do, we realize that we've already transcended karma. It's the yoga of wisdom. Then we have bhakti yoga, which is the yoga of devotion. Some say the quickest, surest path to escaping karma and returning back to Krishna. And then we have Raja Yoga, which is the 8 limbs of yoga, and it's a more traditional. It starts with ethics, it has breath work, it has the asanas, it has withdrawal of the senses, it has 3 stages of meditation. You can practice all of them at once. The way of transcending karma that's never been mentioned is forgiveness. Hasn't been mentioned in a lot of yogic texts. Forgiveness is mentioned in both Buddhism and yoga, but Course in Miracles takes it deeper and turns it into a Zen-like experience. All right. Yep, I heard that he was 9. He said he was 9. Sissy says, aka Jungarian shamanism and dialogue. Sissy says, I agree, and I have seen in both depth psychology and Jungarian theology combined with shamanism. Let's talk about that. Sigbook says, you need to call and talk to my grandma again. She will explain it. All right. Definitely before Christmas. I'd like to, sometime before Christmas, I'd like to wish your grandmother Merry Christmas. Evan says, Eric, man, what's your email? It's in my description. You got to hit like the Dropbox. It'll come up. If you don't find it, let me know on the next live stream. I'll write it in the chat. Yeah, he announced he was 9. I'm not uh, I don't consider myself a channel for kids, right? But I also don't consider myself an unsafe channel either. Um, I put the onus on parents. Make sure you know what your kids are doing. And usually, when we find out someone's age, Sniper inevitably asks, do your parents know that you're here? Make sure to check with your parents. Parajan, thank you for the questions. I always love talking yoga and philosophy with you, my friend. All right. I'm thinking about trimming my beard. We'll see. I will see everyone later. 5:25. Come on back. Hang out with me. Love you guys. Cat says, don't do it. Okay. Gregarian shamanism bridges Carl Jung's depth psychology with shamanic practices. Simple. I still want to talk about it. It's a fascinating subject, isn't it? All right. Again, gotta go. Love you guys.